moon in its full regalia, as if you're up walking. Follow the moon. You might end up deep west, but just follow the moon because it just looks so majestic. It's just glowing. I don't know. I love that stuff.
It does.
Yeah, that's good. If you're out on the water, I hope you're catching yourself some good fish. I don't know what is bite when the moon full, but something won't bite, right? And so hopefully if you was out there fishing, you made it back in tonight. And you're with us dead early on another Marvelous Monday. Before I go any further, we got to send birthday shout-outs to Albury crews. It sounds like all the Alburys born this week. We got Justin, that is the son of Mrs. Albury. He is celebrating on Wednesday. And Fred Albury, that is the husband of Mrs. Albury. They celebrating both on Wednesday this week. Man, it sounds like we going over to the Albury house for a big bashment on Wednesday. Congratulations, another lap around the sun, and we look forward to many, many more years celebrating with you both.
Happy birthday.
I feel like, Thanksgiving done. Like, what's happening next? Countdown?
To be honest with you, I'm very anxious about Christmas coming around the corner. It's like my favorite time of the year. Yeah. My wedding anniversary is a week ahead of that. We got some other celebrations going on, so I'm in full festive mood. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I am not in full festive mood. I'm trying to make it to the end of the school year. Woo! We got children exams coming up.
Oh.
The pressure's on. You got Christmas plays coming up. They're practicing. There's all these things happening. So once that's done, then I get into Christmas mood, right?
I guess I'm looking beyond the stress and into the bliss.
Yeah, but we're happy that we're here. Another year, another December coming up. This is the last week of November, everybody. So if you had things to do for November, you got 3-4 days left because December 1st is coming up, and that's it. Once it's December, it's January.
That's it.
Thanks for sticking with us this year as we close out this year in December, and thanks for sticking us this morning. Let's go in. We got a great show for you today. Doctors Hospital is here to talk about the reopening of their West facility. And we'll also hear from the Bahamas Girl Guides Association about their building appeal.
And the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union will join us to discuss their upcoming Fun Run Walk. And Dr. Gibbs is back to talk about the role of nutrition and continuous glucose monitors in diabetes care. But first, let's check in on weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by NUA, the hands-on agency.
Thank you, Brooke, and good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at weather at sunrise, high pressure now shifting towards the east and making way for a cold front to move in here this afternoon. Grand Bahama by 1-2 o'clock, in the New Province area by about 7-8 o'clock tonight. Bring with a couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm, mainly across the extreme northwest Bahamas, but that should move out by early tomorrow morning, making some pretty good skies and also some cooler temperatures over the next several days. So today, a mix of sun and clouds. You can expect a few showers, maybe likely thunderstorm, mainly across the extreme northwest parts by afternoon, across us by evening, high temperature 86. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a bit breezy on the mild side, with a few showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm along that frontal boundary, the low going down to 74 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados, 86 and 76. In Jamaica, 89 and 76. In Trinidad, 88 and 74. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 86 and 74. Across North America, Atlanta, 58 and 37. In Boston, 49 and 31. In Miami, 81 and 70. Dallas, Texas, 56 and 41. And Toronto, Canada, 40 and 30. As we go the week, cold front pass through, high pressure built behind that. And so we're going to look at some cooler temperature over the next couple of days. Partly sunny skies for the most part. A couple of showers mainly in the central Bahamas where that frontal boundary should stall. Temperature daytime will be in the upper 70s to lower east at daytime, at nighttime in the upper 60s to lower 70s. That puts you up when you first look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Godfrey. Doctors Hospital has reopened its Blake Road facility. Yes, Doctors Hospital West is back. And here to tell us more about this is Alexis Burrows. He is the marketing director with Doctors Hospital. Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
I'm always glad to be here.
Yeah, man. Let's talk. We're talking about Doctors Hospital. We're talking about the West facility,
Yes,
man.
sir.
When that opened up, that felt like such a breath of fresh air. You could get everything you needed done in the West. If you're out West, you ain't got to come up East in the traffic. So tell us, when did the facility reopen?
So we officially reopened November 6th. So we've been open for about 2 or 3 weeks now. And the facility, as a lot of people would know, was used during the pandemic as a COVID treatment facility. And then we also used it for the government in the last year and a half when they were going through renovations at Princess Margaret Hospital. So now we've taken time to do some renovations, get it all spruced up, get it ready, and to bring it back open and online for the Western and Southwestern communities of New Providence to get access to healthcare.
Well, you know, we like new things now. So you say you do some renovations. So what changes have been made?
So what we've done, obviously, like I said, when we've had it in use in a number of different ways, you know, we went back, we repainted the walls, you know, we did a lot of different things around the spaces. We set up the rooms for urgent care use and potentially for admission as we look to, you know, where we want to expand the services going forward. And basically just got it up and ready to be used much in the vein that it was prior to the pandemic. If people may not remember, but we had actually just reopened the facility in 2019, in the fall of 2019, and then COVID hit and then everything changed. And so now we're essentially coming back to, you know, a lot of the ways that we wanted the facility to be used back in 2019.
Yeah, because right now, if I pull in there, I'm going to open up my nose hole and get ready for a swab, right?
And that's definitely, I mean, you can still have that done there, but that's not the primary focus anymore, right?
So what kind of services and care are being provided now?
So the main thing that we're offering out at this facility, or the highlight feature, is urgent care. So what urgent care is, for people who may not know, is basically any sort of ailment, issue that you have that is non-life threatening, right? So if you have, you know, a bad flu or a bad stomach bug, if you have a small break in your bone, all of those sorts of things can be treated at the Doctors Hospital West facility. So urgent care is the highlight, and that we're the only open late urgent care facility in the West. So, you know, even if you live in the Carmichael, South Beach, and then into the Western communities, you know, your Lyford Key, your Fort Bay, your Charlottesville, this is the facility for you. So if you have something that happens, you know, in that 8, 9, 10 o'clock window, you actually have somewhere to go without having to come all the way up to the main hospital. And so that's the most critical thing, is that we're offering urgent care.
And open until what time, 10 p.m.?
So we are open until 11 p.m.
11 p.m.
Monday to Friday, and then on the weekends and the holidays, we're open from 8 to 4. So, you know, you don't necessarily have a lot of healthcare facilities that are open even on Saturday and Sunday like that. So, it's offering that ability to get care during times when there are not a lot of other facilities open in that segment of the island.
You said open late. I want to know if the cafeteria is open late, because, you know, that doctor's hospital food we hitting.
We keep getting that, you know, so that's on the roadmap for what we're doing with the facility. We're not yet offering food to the public out of that location, but it is something that we have had an eye on, even dating back to last year. So keep your ears open for that one. Keep your ears open for that one.
Don't worry, we're very much ready for that.
Right.
Is there a pharmacy available at Doctors Hospital West?
So we don't have a pharmacy at this time. We're actually in the process of working on some things to get pharmacy into the West. It may not be at that location, but we'll have some information coming down the pipeline really soon for that. But what we do also have at our facility beyond urgent care is we have laboratory services and we have imaging services. So if you need to get any blood work done, if you do need to get a COVID test done or anything in that vein, you have the ability to do it at this facility. And then we also have specialist clinics. So specialist clinics that we're offering out at this location would be our sports medicine program, which we recently launched with Dr. Kent Bazard. Our dermatologist is also based out of here for visits over the course of the week, and that's Dr. Amanda Johnson. We also have pediatric and psychiatric care that's offered out at this facility. So any of those 4 specialties right now, you'd be able to book a visit at that location. And obviously the intent is to expand that into different modalities as we move forward. So urgent care, laboratory, imaging, specialist care, all available at Doctors Hospital West.
Cafeteria loading.
we hear the people and we're working on it. That's the best I could say.
So I know Doctors Hospital has been doing a lot over the past, 2 or 3 years in terms of expanding its footprint. Just remind us again, what's the vision for Doctors Hospital and its expansion and providing service throughout the Bahamas?
Right. So the vision has always been, and this dates back to even pre-pandemic, has been to bring access to care as far-reaching as we can, not just in New Providence, but throughout the country. So, people may be familiar with our Eagle Island initiative. We have 2 facilities in Grand Bahama, one in 8 Mile Rock, one in Freeport. We're getting ready, to get the hospital open there in short order. As hopefully we'll have an ability to announce a definitive date soon. But we also have our clinic in Exuma, and now in New Providence, we have our medical centers, which are located on Carmichael Road, on Dowdesville Street, and on Collins Avenue. We also have our new Access Center that just fully opened in the Meldon Plaza, which offers a retail pharmacy and laboratory services. And on top of all of that, we have Doctors Hospital West, which I said right now we're offering urgent care, specialist visits, laboratory imaging, and then obviously, again, there's a roadmap to additional services being offered in that space as well. And so as we continue to expand that, we'll introduce that to the public and let the public know what we're doing in that space as well. But the idea is to have this be whatever you need from a healthcare perspective in the West. And so that's why I said, the Carmichael Road area, all of those communities in the West, Gambia, the whole 9, this is your facility. And again, with those late hours, you have something with your kid in the middle of the night or late into the evening, you don't want to have to come all the way uptown. You can stop right by West and get sorted out.
And I know, there are other options out there for medical treatment, treating various ailments, emergencies, there's specialties. What is the Doctors Hospital brand that people have come to know that they can, and what can they expect when they come to Doctors Hospital?
So our tagline is very, very clear with this. We are trusted and best care now. And I think when you think about the Doctors Hospital West facility on Blake Road, it hits all of those marks. Trusted care, we have the top physicians in the country. Best care, same thing. And now it's available to you when you need it, even late into the evening. If you have an emergency or an urgent matter that you need to attend to, you can come there. And the beautiful thing about us is, if you come to the facility and it turns out that you need a greater degree of care, we do have an ambulance that's based at the facility that will be able to transport you uptown. So if you have something that comes in and either it is life-threatening and you didn't realize, or it changes into something that's life-threatening, as you're going through all of those testing and whatnot, then we have the ability to quickly transfer you up to the main hospital within the same health system to continue your care. And I think that's why, the health system concept of what we're offering is so critical, because you get that ability to move from one facility to the other with a very smooth transfer and transitionary process.
A very reliable network of physicians and facilities. If I want to reach Doctors Hospital West for any questions or I want to book an appointment, how do I reach?
So our phone number is 302-4710. And then if you want to book a visit for any of our specialist physicians at that location, you can visit clinics.doctorshosp.com. There's a link there for Doctors Hospital West, and you can book with any one of our specialists at that location.
Perfect. Brother Alexis, it's always a pleasure having you on the show. Doctors Hospital always doing great things. Look forward to the next time we get to chat.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being on.
All right, man.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Hey Mom, can you look after Kaylee?
Sorry, I'll be out for a while dealing with my home and car insurance.
What? There's a newer way, right?
A new way.
Where have you been? Look, go to newerinsurance.com, log in, get your quote, buy your insurance, done. You can even use it to manage a claim.
Oh? By the way, it's not newer. It's NUA. Where's she been?
Do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem, just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
Push-to-talk device is a beautiful device. It operates on our world-class cellular network. You can take pictures, you can take videos, You can put your persons in different groups. If they want the engineering team to have a different communication than the finance team or the security team, you can do that with the push-to-talk device. And that's not something that you can actually do with a regular communications radio device. We have several different types of devices. There's the 380, the 580 plus, and then there's the 590 plus, which is the top of the line device.
Meet Leno, your bridge to the future. Wealth planning, investments, corporate services, trust services, pension administration, fund administration, outsourced accounting, and payroll. When you think of financial solutions, think of Leno. Local or international, company or individual, Leno can help. Our team of skilled professionals has the experience and expertise needed for you to strive. Your goals are our goals and our priority. Leno will guide you to the right financial solution with the knowledge, resources, and support you need. Give us a call at 242-396-3225 or email us at info@lenobahamas.com to get started. Visit our website, www.lenobahamas.com, for more information today. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Welcome back. For more than 12 years, the Bahamas Girl Guides Association embarked on a project to expand its West Bay Street headquarters with the support of like-minded civic organizations and generous corporate partners. Now, it's time to put the finishing touches on the facility and maximize the space. Here is that story.
It is my honor as the hotel manager for the Sandals Royal Bahamian to announce a $100,000 donation to the Bahamas Girls Guides Association on behalf of Sandals Foundation. This is one of the largest awards the Sandals Foundation has ever provided, and is going to one of the finest organizations for sure. We make this presentation as an offer and a challenge to other corporate citizens who believe in the power and the belief to step up and match the donation and put the finishing touches on the building.
The first time I heard about this project was when Mr. Roll volunteered my company to design the engineering, the mechanical and electrical engineering services. I also stand here as a president of the Zonta Club of Nassau, and Zontians around the world are committed to building a better world for women and girls. And that aligns perfectly with everything the Bahamas Girl Guides Association has been doing for over 100 years. And I also have the privilege of sitting on the Sandals Foundation Advisory Board. For those of you who may not know, I am also the president of the PACE Foundation, and the Sandals Foundation is the reason we were able to renovate the building on East Street that is now called the Andrea Archer Institute. I can speak volumes about the work of the Sandals Foundation. They are doing wonderful work. They operate at least 300, they assist at least 300 charities around the Caribbean. And as a board member from the Bahamas, my job is to find worthy organizations who are deserving of their grants. And so as a part of my presidency and with the agreement of the board, we decided to reach out to organizations that are already doing good work. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. We're all about partnerships. And so we approached the Bahamas Girls Guide Association. They told us about that little bit of money that they needed, and we thought that we could get it done. So I worked very closely with Mrs. Garraway and Mr. Roll to put together a proposal. It was presented to the Sandals Board in October, and it was overwhelmingly approved, the $100,000 grant. And it is a challenge. Sandals, I think, is saying to the rest of the Bahamas, to corporate Bahamas, to other organizations, join with them and the Bahamas Girl Guides Association to make this happen. We know that the world is an unequal place for women and girls. And so the work that you're doing to create leaders and provide the training is exemplary. And you are operating throughout the length and breadth of the Bahamas. I am just amazed by that. So I congratulate you. It is our privilege to partner with you. And I also want to note that the Santa Club of Nassau made the first, making the first donation of $5,000 to help with matching. And so we're very proud of that as well. So thank you very much for the privilege.
The project consists of approximately 6,200 square feet of space. And we budgeted for that approximately $1.4 million. Now that $1.4 million does not include the cost of the elevator, the generator, and site works. We thought it best to omit those in the first instance because the demand for the space is very critical. We need the space, we need the use of the facility now. And we can use the facility without the generator and without the generator. So that, the elevator. So today we are looking to raise funds, some to the tune of $200,000, which will assist us in moving into this building. Now, that is not to say that I do not need more. I really need approximately $400,000, but $200,000 will start us off in getting into the facility. And we are very appreciative to the Sandals Foundation for having come forward and to start us off. We are hoping that this press conference will sort of awaken the consciousness of the other organizations in the West to match what is being done, but particularly the West. We really would wish some sort of corporate contribution, partnership with what the Girl Guides are doing in the country.
For a very long time, we realized that we had outgrown our present headquarters, and to meet the needs of the 21st century, we needed a more modern and accommodating facility. As our motto says, be prepared. We embarked on a fundraising mission a number of years ago to raise the necessary funding to construct such a facility. This building that we are in today is the result of our efforts to date. While it is not complete, we are grateful for all the financial support we have received thus far. And so today, I would like to say how extremely grateful we are to the Sandals Foundation for this most generous and significant donation. As we try to cross the finish line, thank you so much. We are indeed eternally grateful. Today, I am appealing to corporate Bahamas to please help us realize our goal. This building is important for the continued growth of our organization. It will provide for the efficient management, which is grounded in 5 essential principles: small group work, governance and decision-making, balanced and varied programs, care for the individual, and commitment to a common standard. It is envisioned that the Girls Empowerment Center for Leadership and Skills Development will become a reality, and residential training for brownies, guides and rangers, and leaders, both nationally and internationally, will be realized. Thank you for believing in the empowerment of girls.
Here are 3 young people who stopped attending high school and got disengaged in their educational journey due to the pandemic.
Today, they are proudly taking their walk all over the place because they took advantage of BTVI's Smart Start initiative. All high school students in New Providence and the Family Islands can participate in free hands-on learning to improve employability. Learn basic literacy and numeracy skills and earn a BTVI certificate in automotive mechanics, beauty and construction trades, or fashion in only 14 weeks for full-time participants or 24 weeks for part-time. Don't count yourself out. Do what they did and enroll today. Email smartstart@btvi.edu.ds or call 502-6300 so you can take your walk anywhere in life.
One thing, two things, blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
And welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're up dead early on another marvelous Monday, and we're at the mid-show. Thank you for sticking with us. My name is Mark Daniels.
And I'm Brooke Grant, filling in for Davriel Gardner.
Hope you enjoyed the first half of the show. Doctors Hospital always doing great things, talking about their West facility that's been reopened, revitalized, renovated, and we hear y'all talking about the cafeteria, so you hear them say cafeteria loading. And we also enjoyed that segment, talking about the Girl Guides, all the wonderful things they got going on.
Yes.
Were you ever a Girl Guide?
Unfortunately, no, but my mom was.
Okay.
And she would tell you that she was out there for independence in her regalia.
Oh, yeah?
For the first independence. Yeah, so she's very proud about that.
Yeah. Well, I was also never a Girl Guide. So
makes two of us.
That, that's something that we have in common. But, I did Boys Brigade for a little bit, right? They used to do it by Holy Trinity out in the road in front of Holy Trinity. I remember learning how to turn and march and do your little flag and all that. So, yeah, Girl Guides, go for it. I can't speak for Girl Guides, but continue doing great things, right?
A big shout out to Mr. Philpott.
There you go.
Yes.
Mr. Philpott. Yeah. Hope y'all enjoying the show so far. We got more coming up in our second half. The Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union will join us to discuss their upcoming Fun Run Walk.
And Dr. Gibbs and Shandira Smith will join us to discuss the role of nutrition and continuous glucose monitors in diabetes care. But before all that, let's take a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by NUA, the hands-on agency.
Bahamas, and your second look at weather at sunrise, the tropics, as we wind down the 2023 tropical cyclone season, 3 more days left, and the tropics quiet this morning. In your weather for today, we have a cold front that's going to move into the extreme northwest Bahamas by early afternoon, across New Providence by late evening and the nighttime hours, and that'll increase the cloudiness with a couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm as it moves through, but behind that front, we can have some real cooler temperatures, a cool down expected. In your marine forecast today, those winds southwest to west at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet, falling light and variable in northwest Bahamas ahead of that front, but those winds will be shifting northwest to north at 15 knots, 3 to 5 feet after a front passes over the northwest Bahamas. Southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet at central Bahamas, and east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. On Tuesday, those winds north to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet in northwest and central Bahamas, east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. Then on Wednesday, those winds northeasterly at 15 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet over northwest and central Bahamas, northeast to east to 10 to 15 knots to east to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. Your tides. Currently have a high tide of 7:21 this morning. Next low tide will be at 1:52 this afternoon. High gain this evening at 7:38. Sunset 5:19 this evening. Rises more at 6:35. UV index 8. Your water temperature 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And your moon phase, full moon. External look, that frontal boundary moves into the central Bahamas by tomorrow, and by Wednesday in the southeastern islands will stall. High pressure builds across the islands, but you'll have some cooler temperatures across the islands over the next several days. For the most part, look at a mix of sun and clouds across the islands. Temperature daytime will be in the lower 80s to upper 70, lower 80s at daytime, at nighttime in the upper 60s to lower 70s. That pressure up on your phone could weather sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Godfrey. The Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union, BHC, and AW is hosting a fun run walk push this Saturday, December 2nd. Here to tell us more are Race Director Marcel Major. We also have Amos Major and Cheryl Lang from the Hotel Union. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Pleasure to be here.
I like all the options there. So it's a fun, run, walk, and push. Yes. So you got plenty choice to figure out which one you're going to do, but we all going to have fun. So tell us, what is the purpose of this event?
Well, the purpose of this event is to help our members get involved in celebrating our 65th anniversary as members. It's been a long time. The union has been here for so many years. And it's only fitting that for our 65th anniversary, we have a fun run, walk, push, whatever needs to happen, that our members all participate, come out and enjoy themselves as we celebrate the 65th anniversary of Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers.
Oh, there you go. Don't forget the catering in there.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So why did the union decide to do a fun run, walk, push event?
Well, we tried it before on a lower scale. It didn't work at the time we tried it. So we want to go ahead and try it because, we're trying to get the members to come out. We're trying to get a collaboration between the union and its members, trying to get them closer. And we figured at this 65th anniversary, what would be a better time to do it? As we celebrate our 65 years, it's been a struggle. So we're going to start it off with a fun run walk, and then on Sunday, we'll go to church and celebrate.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
So 65 years of work. So just tell us, for those of us who don't know, what is the work of the union?
Well, we have been in negotiations, and we are now. We are right now in negotiations, trying to negotiate contract for our members and our membership hotels. We have done lots of negotiations as far as getting stuff for our members, negotiating the Christmas bonus, vacation pay, and all this stuff.
The voice of the people.
Yes.
It's very important, which is why you got to come together, collaborate, laugh, have some fun, and create some memories. So tell us about this race, because, I hear fun, run, walk, push, and I think I can do it.
Yeah, right. Fun, run, walk, push, and ride.
And ride. And not ride in the car.
No ride in the car.
So tell us about the race.
Well, Four Seasons is excited and thank the union for allowing us to help them to stage this event. The race is going to be one that is going to be very unique because why? We're having a $4,800 cash prize.
Ooh, right.
It's going to be shared among those that walk, run for the union, walk, run for the public. So we have two components. We have a cash prize for the public and a cash prize for the union. The union members has it very good. They get to pay $15 and bring a guest.
Oh.
So we can't see why we can't have at least 500 to 600 of the union members out there. And the public pays $25 and they get to also share in with the $4,000 cash prize.
So tell us a little bit about the route. Now, am I going from here to Jabim, or I can manage
the route is very short. It's a 5K, which is 3.1 miles.
All right.
It goes straight from Goodman's Bay up to the loop there by Sandals, and it turns around and comes right back to Goodman's Bay.
Yeah, not bad.
Very short, very short.
I feel like I do that in a day running behind my children.
You could.
At the house. So who should participate in this event? Who do you want to see out there?
Well, it should be the sports enthusiasts, those avid runners and joggers and walkers and pushers. Everyone that feels they can come out and win that prize.
Because it's those who are part of the union, those who may not have joined the union as yet, that maybe they need to bring them out.
Anyone.
Family members.
Anyone.
People who just bring the children.
Yes,
Bicycle,
yes,
dogs,
yes,
bicycle, bring you walk your dog.
Yes,
It doesn't matter. Just trying to get you out.
Yes, bring a guest.
Yeah, bring a guest, right?
Yes.
And then while you're there, once again, you could learn from the members, just, what's the work of the union, learn about future events, and just find out how you can get involved, because it's all a big networking and collaborative event. So I want to hear about the prizes. What kind of prizes we got going on?
Oh, well, we have first, second, and third money prizes, where you can get, if you're a first place walker or runner, union member outside, you can get $300 for the first prize, $200 for the second prize, $100 for the third prize, as the walkers or runners in each and any category. And then everybody gets a medal. So you have nice, beautiful medals.
I like that.
Everybody's going to get a shirt. Then we're going to have bags there, everything, health bags.
Ready to go.
Everybody going to be able to walk away with something.
I need to get that $300 top prize so I can buy my Christmas turkey from now. That's one turkey. So is there an option for various fitness levels? So, you have some people who are avid walkers, runners, pushers, but there are some of us who may not be as active. And so do I need to be in tip-top shape, or what do you recommend?
You don't have to be in tip-top shape. The race is walker-friendly as well. So you could just come out and take a nice stroll. Bring your wife, bring your children, and just take a stroll. And you don't have to be one of the fitness gurus or an avid runner. It's for the entire Bahamas who wants to come out and just have a good time along with the union and be eligible to get a medal and share in the $4,800 cash prize as well.
What advice do you have for those who are preparing to come out on Saturday? How do you prepare for a fun run, push, ride, walk, right?
Well, in this case, all you need to do is lace up your laces, put on your shorts, and let's go. But it's not really no mental or physical or training preparation for a race like this. So just come on out, have a good time with the union.
Bring a smile.
Bring a smile, and the union members get to pay such a small amount and bring a guest. You can't beat that.
You mentioned 65 years of the union and celebrating the 65-year anniversary. Just tell us, I guess, what are some of the highlights of the things you're highlighting this year of the accomplishments of the union over the past 65 years?
Well, for the first time, we are highlighting the accomplishment of this last industrial agreement. It promises to be spectacular. Our members are going to be so proud and happy to know that they have persons that are really concerned about their well-being. We've been around for a long time, and in those years, since those years started, we've been doing our best to bring a better way of living for our members. And so for the last few years, things has been very rough. And then pandemic came along and that knocked us out of the water. But now we're back on track. Praise the Lord for that. We're back on track. And this fun run walk is a good way to just solidify our affections, members and union and members, and rekindle what we once had, and then to go from there and build. And so it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We're looking forward to this.
It is a good and joyful thing.
Yes,
Bring
it
people
is.
together to
Yes.
celebrate the successes. So I know everybody is trying to figure out again how they can register. Tell us again the cost, the time, and the place for the race.
Okay, the registration for the general public, it's on fourseasonsracemanagement.com's website. Four Seasons Race Management, that's $25 for the general public. The union members can go to the union headquarters, pay $15 and register a guest. That is just an amazing opportunity for the union members. The race route is this Saturday coming. That's 6 a.m. Goodman's Bay. It goes from Goodman's Bay to Sandals and back. Everybody gets a finisher's medal. Everybody gets a shirt. Everybody gets a bag, goodies in the bag, and also a chance to be a part of winning some of the $4,800 cash prize.
There you go. That sounds like Christmas shopping money.
Yes, it is.
I love that. I love that. Well, I want to thank you all again for coming on the show this morning. This has been very exciting. I look forward to learning more about the union, the work that's been done, and the work to come. And on Saturday, we're seeing all that blue on the road. They pushing, they walking, they running, they riding. The dogs can be out there, they skating, everything, right? Bicycle. You got a little something for everybody, right? And there's a presentation?
Yes. We're gonna be able to give out some other prizes to our members, but we'll do that on a different scale. But as it stands for the race itself, this is what we're gonna do at that point in time.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, I guess we'll have to do that afterwards, right?
Yes.
Well, thank you all again for coming on the show this morning. Looking forward to the road being blue on Saturday.
Yes.
And,
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
Sharp.
sharp. Bring your smiles and your tennis.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks for being here.
Thank
You're
you,
watching
Bobby.
Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
What do you want from a cloud solution? You want flexibility and edge? You want to modernize applications with the ability to deliver new ones with lightning speed. You want an infrastructure that's automated, secure, cost-effective, and scalable. You want to give the end user the freedom they want with the control you need. You can't get all that from just any cloud. You need something better. You need Bahamas Cloud. Contact the experts today at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money, a local international bank that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together, or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Alive Business SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Alive Business at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Welcome back. November is Diabetes Awareness Month. Here to talk with us about the role of nutrition and continuing glucose monitors, or CGMs, in diabetes care are Dr. Otto Gibbs, endocrinologist of diabetes and metabolism specialist at UR Health Bahamas, and Shandira Smith, nutritionist certified diabetes educator with the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Good morning.
Now, Ms. Smith, what are some of the dietary practices that influence the development of diabetes?
Okay, so you know the Bahamian diet is very rich in carbohydrates, especially refined carbohydrates. But of course, we know that sugars or glucose is the main nutrient that causes the blood sugar to rise. And so we have way too much in our diet. Actually, our diet is one of the worst diets in the world. And so, of course, we know also we eat and drink a lot of sugary foods. The sodas, the cakes, the pastries, And all of these are refined carbohydrates, and they actually increase the blood sugar levels. And especially, we have a population that is overweight and obese, over about 80%. And so that's a major risk also for having, for developing type 2 diabetes. Also, we're not very active, and we don't get enough rest and sleep. All of those contribute to diabetes. Well, let me go back to more of the diet. All right, so we have the peas and rice, and half or more of our plate has on the whatever kind of starches, whether it's peas and rice, macronutrients, potato salad, corn, plantain, all of those are starches. Yeah. And then we like to wash it down with a Vitamalt or some other sugar-sweetened beverage. And then we like to have our pastries along with it. So that's too much at a time. And we don't eat sufficient vegetables and fruits. All right, and that's another major factor when it comes to developing type 2 diabetes.
Ms. Smith, you hit on some very heavy areas. I mean, about 5 to 7 things that could really take us into another level of conversation. But just to scrape the surface a bit on what you had mentioned about nutrition, like what are some of the dietary strategies that can help persons to manage their blood sugar levels, right? So you consider what's on the plate, you consider the practice and the habits. So how can we strategically approach this to do better?
Okay, so when you actually go to eat your food, make sure that you balance your plate properly. Half of it we want to be starchy, non-starchy vegetables. The lettuce, the broccoli, tomatoes, kale, spinach, whatever veggies you like. Then the other quarter we want to be protein. So just imagine your hand with your palm without your fingers. Okay. That's a size protein. And then when it comes to the starch, just a quarter, a fist. Of course, we do this gradually. We do it gradually. Of course, that's not a normal Bahamian plate, but that's the way we want it to be because we realize the health implications it has already. All right, and when with the beverages, we want water to be the primary beverage that they have. Okay, of course, you can have the other sweet drinks every now and then, but we want you to get more in the practice of drinking sufficient water because that also helps to manage the blood sugar levels. Okay. When you're dehydrated, your sugar level actually goes up. All right, of course, but that is exercise, getting enough rest and sleep. Be careful with the alcohol because that could be another major source of carbs. And we like to tell diabetics to not drink alcohol on an empty stomach because it can cause their blood sugar levels to drop. Wow. All right, so they're the main, just to touch the surface when it comes to management of type 2 diabetes particularly.
I've always heard about eating the rainbow, like your plate should be colorful.
Colorful,
like,
yes,
is that
variety.
Okay.
Yes.
Dr. Gibbs, can you explain what continuous glucose monitors are and how they work?
Certainly. So continuous glucose monitors, or CGMs, are, as the name implies, they're devices that continuously measure glucose levels in the blood throughout the day and the night. So these are they're small sensors that are placed under the skin, and they measure interstitial glucose levels. Thereby, they give real-time data on a patient's blood glucose trends. So these also communicate with your smart devices nowadays. And we have here two of the more well-known CGM devices. One is the Freestyle Libre, and one is the Dexcom. This is the Dexcom G6. And you can see these are very small, petite devices that can be placed onto the skin, right? And that's one of the features that diabetic patients love about these, is that they're easy to apply, and they're very small and petite, and they don't really show under the clothing. And they're very comparable in terms of the two for accuracy of reporting glucose nowadays. And the only difference really is the manufacturer's use of time of use, which in the Libre is recommended to be used or worn for about 14 days, and the Dexcom to be worn about 10 days before you change it out.
Okay. Wow, interesting to know. You commonly see the pricking, and you hear the pains and the complaints from patients of the pricking. So does this eliminate that?
Yes.
Okay.
That's one of the benefits of the CGMs.
It sounds a lot more comfortable and manageable. So we talked about some of the benefits of that, and then let's swing it over to the suitability. Is it suitable for all types of diabetic patients, or are there any specific considerations for the usage of these CGMs?
Certainly. So when we think about CGM use, it's more commonly seen in type 1 diabetics. But we're noticing now there's increased value for its use in type 2 diabetes and its control as well. There are specific indications, or there's a multitude of factors which would play into the role of starting someone on a CGM. One being their treatment plan, their lifestyle, okay, and then again, patient preference. So when we look at, for example, we have a person who has to stick their fingers multiple times per day, who's on multiple daily injections of insulin. This can become uncomfortable, and they can become non-compliant because of this. So what we found is the CGM also helps to increase compliance for those persons who have to undergo, and it makes the treatment more bearable, also easier. And they're getting multiple readings per day. There was a study that also looked at a particular group of patients, especially pregnant patients with diabetes, especially type 1 diabetes. And what they have found is they've had major improvements in terms of neonatal reduction in neonatal complications throughout the pregnancy with the use of the CGM. So CGM is being beneficial in that regard. There's also a subset of patients who may have difficult to control diabetes. And what this does is allow them to understand or get a better understanding of their diabetes. How does my medication affect, how's my medication affected? How does it affect my blood sugar? Does it increase, does it decrease? Certain things with the diet, how does this particular food affect my blood sugar? And so they're able to now see that on the CGM because it's giving them real-time data.
Okay. And are there any exciting advances in the future developments of CGM technology that viewers should be aware of? Even saying, when has this really hit the market? Because for me, this sounds groundbreaking. I've never heard about it, but like, tell us about the technological advances that we're seeing today.
Yes, so certainly. The continuous glucose monitors, they're continuing to advance the technology. There's improvement in terms of the sensor wear time, also the sensor accuracy, and also the integration with these new smart devices now. And one particular aspect of the CGM that has improved over the years is the ability to share your data with loved ones and family members. So in particular, this becomes important in parents who may have a kid with diabetes, kid living with diabetes, and you send the kid to school or to practice, or, and they want to be comfortable knowing what's happening with their child. And so from an app in your phone, you're now able to track what their blood glucose level is from anywhere in the world.
That's powerful.
And the same thing for someone who has a loved one living with diabetes who may want to maintain their independence at home, some elderly family member, and you're just concerned about their control in diabetes, you're able to monitor these things from a distance.
Wonderful. And so, Dr. Gibbs, how can people reach you at UR Health?
Right. So we're located at West Atlantic Drive, Cable Beach, and our phone numbers is 603-0405 or 603-0406.
Well, I want to thank you, Dr. Gibbs and Ms. Smith, for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise. This has been very informative and educational, even for me. As said, there are persons within my immediate family that have the disease. And so I want to know what gems could I impart to them later on when I visit to say, hey, what does that plate look like? Let's mix it up. Let's make it a bit more colorful, a bit more diverse. And then the technology, ways that we can care for ourselves and our loved ones. It's very, very powerful. So I want to thank you for that, for the information shared, and for coming on the show today. So it's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Did you know the National Insurance Act provides for an insured pregnant woman to access her maternity benefit before or after delivering her baby? Expecting mothers are entitled to 13 weeks of maternity leave, which can be applied for by completing the Med2 claim for maternity benefit form. Section A is completed by a registered physician or certified midwife. The medical practitioner certifies the expected or actual confinement period, signs the form, and affixes their official stamp. Forms completed by medical practitioners outside of the Bahamas must be accompanied by the physician's business card. In sections B and C, the claimant provides personal and employment details, declares their last day at work, signs and dates the form. The Med 2 form is always accompanied by Form Med 4 or Employer Certificate, which is completed by the employer. Both the Med 2 and accompanying Med 4 forms must be submitted within 3 months from the first day of confinement. Forms submitted outside of this period are considered late and will be subject to review by the Late Claims Committee. Before submitting forms, check that all fields are accurately completed. Incomplete forms or forms with incorrect information will delay the processing of your benefit application. For more information, visit the NIB website at nib-bahamas.com.
And that's going to do it for us today on Bahamas at Sunrise. We've had a marvelous Monday with you. We'd like to thank you so much for sticking with us. We was up dead early, but we like to kick off the week the best way possible, and that's spending time with us here on Bahamas at Sunrise, learning all the new things we got to tell you and getting you ready for a productive week, right? Last week in November.
Right. That's right, home stretch. And it's been a pleasure sitting with you again, Mark. Good to be back on the show.
You know, we always love to have our Freeport people on set now. You spread the love around, right? Yes, Brooke, it's always good having you here on set. And we look forward to seeing you again. And what's your plan for the week? What's your motto for this week?
The way to hit home stretch is to just make sure that all bills are paid, loose ends are tied up so that we can have a festive and fantastic December.
Good God, I speak that on all of us.
That's right.
We will look at our bills. All of our bills will be paid. The magical bill genie will just come down and touch all of our accounts and put them down to zero.
Debts are canceled.
There you go. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you on Friday. Have a great week.